What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail. His video was disturbing. I think it's the man's name was Muhammad Anwar. Um, two teenage girls steal a guy's car. He's trying to get back in his car. They speed off with him holding on to the door. Ultimately, they crash the car and kill him. 66 years old, Uber Eats driver. As he's doing Uber Eats, and it was like a snuff film, basically, you know. And that man didn't deserve that. And here's the thing: the girls aren't old enough to even drive a car. For one, for two, a man's laying on the concrete, fighting for his life. Breathing sparingly, and they're worried about holding on to the girls. And the girls are, who has my phone? He got my phone. While this man is over here dying. And people are not actually, in the video, they're not really tending to the guy. And the problem comes, why it's disturbing, is because this was chivalry. Because, let's be honest, because they were girls, you know, and he was an older guy, he didn't fight them. And they killed him. When they wrecked the car, and he's on the ground, they have like the soldiers there. They didn't beat up those girls. They were just trying to, softly handle them to detain them, and while they're going back and forth. And somebody was filming them trying to steal a car in the first place, and they didn't help the guy because they were girls. Let's just be honest. Because at the same time, if he'd have put the camera down and beat up the two teenage girls, then it'd have been like, oh man, beats up little girls, blah, 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 blah. If the soldiers would have beat the brakes off of those girls, because they were trying to just walk off, just get off and get away. Soldiers beat up little girls. In this scenario, they should have been beat like grown men. For stealing the car, for wrecking the car, for trying to walk away, for being concerned about a phone after you take a man's life, and what was most disturbing was that man was laying on the ground, and the two girls that put him in that position, that killed that man, they didn't even take the time to look over at him. They didn't even go, what the did I just do? They didn't have they were more concerned about a cell phone in that man's life. What was concerning was the filming. There's gonna come a point where people have talked about for years. Sometimes you got to put these phones down, man, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because you could have just stopped the crime. Like the the George Floyd trial is going on right now, and that was being filmed, and the difference is, people are like, man, if a person put their phone down and punched that cop off or tried to get the cop off of, they probably would have got. It's possible they would have got shot. These weren't police officers. These were teenage girls. And they were spoiled brats. Now, Now it's, somebody trying to say like it's anti-Asian violence. I don't know how, because I don't think he's Asian. I think he's a Middle Easterner, if I'm not mistaken, or he could be Pakistani. I don't know, but with Anwar, I'm guessing he's some a Middle Easterner, which they just lumping in the Asian. But I could be wrong. But that's a whole nother story. But I didn't want to put the guy's picture up because I don't even want to, you know, the way he died was disturbing. And I remember I commented in one of the videos that I saw it, and people were like, "Oh man, he was gone. Forget him." Like they basically were like, "Man, he dead. Don't worry about him." And they didn't realize he wasn't dead. Because he died at the hospital, which means they should have been helping him on the scene. Feel sorry for his family. That's disturbing. And then for the sisters out here, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Like I would say, for the past 7, 8 years, there've been videos of our ladies doing very despicable, violent things, and people keep using chivalry as like, "I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna do nothing to her," and it cost them their lives. This ain't or their property, or you got like. There was the guy who got stabbed for bringing his girlfriend a birthday cake and she didn't like the cake. I remember there was the one when a girl was just on camera breaking into the guy's house, and then she drove down the street and tried to hit the guy with the car, and she drove the car, just smashing door to door, tried to kill a guy. There was the woman that beat the infant because she didn't want the baby, and beat him and threw trash on top of the baby, and the baby had black eyes and stuff by the garbage can. There was there was a lady who hit the guy with the car, right, and was hitting him with the bumper, in the middle of the street, like. And I mean, like I said, you go back 7 years, 8 years to now. It's just ridiculous stories, and what's gonna wind up happening is people are gonna give you ladies a more violent reaction, because when y'all out of pocket, I think people are gonna start looking at self-preservation first, because they're gonna look at black women in particular as more of a threat. The race thing. So y'all gonna be viewed like black men in a sense, but for this man, he didn't deserve that. I'm saying, like I said, condolences to his family, man. That was trifling. And the little girl is like, it's not an accident. It's not, oh my bad, because y'all went there to try to steal cars. What's gonna wind up happening is, I promise you, people gonna start laying hands on y'all like harsh, because of things like this. But I'm done. Like, share, subscribe, or die. Try in peace.